Hi guys!
The greatest show in town! Seats now available in all parts of the theatre, but hurry, they're going fast. This is it! This is it! The greatest show in town!
Tickets, please. Tickets, please. Have your tickets ready, please. Straight down the centre aisle for the best seats in the house. Tickets, please. Tickets, please.
Warning call for the cast. Warning call for the cast. House lights going down any moment now. So shake a leg and get ready, everybody. Hi there. My name's Bobby. And it's my job to warn the cast when it's time to go on stage. This is an important job, and you'll be hearing more from me as the show goes on. So on with the show, and watch out for wizards.
The Pied Piper of Hamelin is a magic mystery show.
House lights down. House lights down. All mature and beginners, stand by, everybody. Spotlight on the narrator with the prologue.
Brothers and sisters, boys and girls, the Pied Piper of Hamelin.
Wicked.
Robert Browning's magic story, dramatized and set to music for the entertainment and delight of all you beautiful people. I'm the guy who tells the story, and I'm a terrific storyteller. So come with me and there will be a magic mystery show.
The Pied Piper of Hamelin, Act 1. Rats and the Pied Piper.
Curtain up! Curtain up! Pied Piper of Hamelin, Act 1. Rats and the Pied Piper. Stand by for the words of Robert Browning. Stand by. Stand by.
Hamelin Towns in Brunswick, by famous Hanover City. The River Weser, deep and wide, washes its walls on the southern side. A pleasanter spot you never spy. But when begins my ditty? Almost 500 years ago, to see the townsfolk suffer so from vermin was a pity.
Open the kegs of salted sprats, made nests inside men's Sunday hats,
And even spoiled the women's chats by drowning their speaking with shrieking and squeaking
In 50 different shafts and flats.
At last the people in a body to the town hall came flocking.
"'Tis clear,"
Cried they,
our mayor's a noddy, and as for the corporation, shocking. To think we buy gowns lined with ermine for dolts that can't or won't determine what's best to rid us of our vermin. You hope, because you're old and obese, to find the furry civic robe ease. Rouse up, sirs! Give your brains a racking to find the remedy. We're lacking, or sure as fate, we'll send you packing.
At this the mayor and corporation quaked with a mighty consternation.
made nests inside men's Sunday hats.
And even spoiled the women's chats by drowning their speaking with shrieking and squeaking
in 50 different shafts and flats. Rats, 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 all over town, getting us down, making us drown. Why have we got rats, 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 rats? They're everywhere, he doesn't care. Hey, Mr. Mayor, why have we got
An hour they sat in council. At length the mayor broke silence.
For a guilder, I'd my ermine gown sell. I wish I were a mile hence. It's easy to bid one, rack one's brain. I'm sure my poor head aches again. I've scratched it so, but all in vain. Oh, for a trap, a trap, a trap.
Just as he said this, what should happen? At the chamber door but a gentle tap.
Bless us!
Cried the mayor,
What's that?
with the corporation as he sat, looking little though wondrous fat. Nor brighter was his eye, nor moister than a too long opened oyster. Save when at noon his paunch grew mutinous, for a plate of turtle green and glutinous.
Only a scraping of shoes on the mat. Anything like the sound of a rat makes my heart go pitter-pat. Come in!
The mayor cried, looking bigger. And in did come the strangest figure. Quoth one,
It's as if my great-grandsire, starting up at the trump of doom's tone, had walked this way from his painted tombstone.
Pied Piper, I just blew into town because I heard a call from Hamelin Town Hall. Said there's a problem that has got us down, and that old Hamelin is a sad old town. They said we've got old Ratty, he spreads all over town. Well, I will blow my horn, and sure as you're born, into the river they will go and drown. Yes, Mr. Ratty, he is going down. For the music I play is magic, Mr. Mayor. But don't do me no favors, and don't tell me no lies, because if you want me professionally, then you must pay the bill and not get wise, because that's the kind of thing that I despise. And like a pussycat I will scratch eyes. I can be kind, I can be cruel. Nobody's fooling me, boy. They call me the Pied Piper, and that's cool.
He advanced to the council table, and
Please, your honors,
he said,
I'm able, by means of a secret charm, to draw all creatures living beneath the sun that creep or swim or fly or run after me, so as you never saw. And I chiefly use my charm on creatures that do people harm, the mole and toad and newt and viper, and people call me the Pied Piper.
and here they noticed round his neck a scarf of red and yellow stripe to match with his coat of the selfsame check. And at the scarf's end hung a pipe, and his fingers they noticed were ever straying as if impatient to be playing upon the pipe, as low it dangled over his vesture so old-fashioned.
Yet,
Said he,
poor piper as I am, in Tartary I freed the Cham last June from his huge swarm of gnats. I eased in Asia the Nizam of a monstrous brood of vampire bats. And as for what your brain bewilders, if I can rid your town of rats, will you give me 1,000 guilders?
50,000!
was the exclamation of the astonished mayor and corporation.
Who's that? He's the man. They call him the Pied Piper. He just blew into town. He just blew into
hurt him.
The Pied Piper of Hamelin, Act 2. A mighty rumbling and 1,000 guilders.
Curtain up. Curtain up. The Pied Piper, Act 2. Mighty rumbling and 1,000 guilders.
Into the street the piper stepped, smiling first a little smile, as if he knew what magic slept in his quiet pipe the while. Then, like a musical adept, to blow the pipe his lips he wrinkled, and green and blue his sharp eyes twinkled, like a candle flame where salt is sprinkled.
And every shrill note the pipe uttered, you heard as if an army muttered.
And the muttering grew to a grumbling, and the grumbling grew to a mighty rumbling, and out of the houses the rats came tumbling. Great rats, small rats, lean rats, brawny rats, brown rats, black rats, grey rats, tawny rats, grave old plodders, gay young friskers. Fathers, mothers, uncles, cousins, cocking tails and pricking whiskers, families by tens and dozens. Brothers, sisters, husbands, wives followed the piper for their lives. From street to street he piped, advancing, and step for step they followed, dancing, until they came to the river Weser, wherein all plunged and perished.
Wherein all plunged and perished.
Save one who, stout as Julius Caesar, swam across and lived to carry, as he the manuscript he cherished,
To Ratland home his commentary, which was
At the first shrill notes of the pipe, I heard
Hamelin people.
Hooray!
Ringing the bells till they rock the steeple.
Go!
Cried the mayor,
And get long poles, poke out the nests and block up the holes. Consult with carpenters and builders, and leave in our town not even a trace of rats.
when suddenly up the face of the piper perked in the marketplace. With a
First, if you please, my 1,000 guilders.
1,000 guilders, the mayor looked blue. So did the corporation too. For council dinners made rare havoc, with claret, moselle, vindegrave, hock, and half the money would replenish the cellar's biggest butt with Rhenish. To pay this sum to a wandering fellow, with a gypsy coat of red and jello,
Besides,
quoth the mayor with a knowing wink,
our business was done at the river's brink. We saw with our eyes the vermin sink, and what's dead can't come to life, I think. So, friend, we're not the folks to shrink from the duty of giving you something to drink, and a matter of money to put in your poke. But as for the guilders, what we spoke of them, as you very well know, was a joke. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Beside, our losses have made us thrifty. 1,000 guilders? Come take 50.
the piper's face fell and he cried.
No trifling. I can't wait. Beside, I've promised to visit by dinner time Baghdad and accept the prime of the head cook's pottage, all he's rich in, for having left in the caliph's kitchen of a nest of scorpions no survivor. With him I proved no bargain driver. With you don't think I'll bait a stiver, and folks who put me in a passion may find me pipe after another fashion.
How
Cried the mayor.
do you think I'll brook being worse treated than a cook? Insulted by a lazy ribald with idle pipe and vesture piebald. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! You threaten us, fellow, do your worst. Blow your pipe there till you burst.
They call
Attention up. The Pied Piper, Act 3. All the little boys and girls gone forever.
Once more he stepped into the street, and to his lips again laid his long pipe of smooth straight cane, and ere he blew 3 notes, such sweet soft notes as yet musicians cunning never gave the enraptured air.
Such sweet soft notes as yet musicians cunning never gave the enraptured air.
There was a rustling that seemed like a bustling of merry crowds jostling, a-pitching and hustling. Small feet were pattering, wooden shoes clattering, little hands clapping and little tongues chattering, and like fowls in a farmyard when barley is scattering, out came the children running. All the little boys and girls, with rosy cheeks and flaxen curls, and sparkling eyes, and teeth like pearls, tripping and skipping, ran merrily after the wonderful music with shouting and laughter. The mayor was dumb, and the council stood as if they were changed into blocks of wood, unable to move a step or cry, to the children merrily skipping by, and could only follow with the eye the joyous crowd at the piper's back. But how the mayor was on the rack, and the wretched council's bosoms beat, as the piper turned from the high street to where the Weser rolled its waters, right in the way of their sons and daughters. However, he turned from south to west, and to Koppelberg Hill his steps addressed, and after him the children pressed. Great was the joy in every breast.
He never can cross that mighty top. He's forced to let the piping drop, and we shall see our children stop.
When lo, as they reached the mountainside, a wondrous portal opened wide, as if a cavern was suddenly hollowed, and the piper advanced and the children followed, and when all were in to the very last, the door in the mountainside shut fast. Did I say all? No, one was lame, could not dance the whole of the way, and in after years, if you would blame his sadness, he was used to say,
Of all the pleasant
Listen, hear the phantom drum beat and the ghostly marching of Hamelin feet, searching through the hills in their grief together, dreading that their children will be lost forever.
Alas for Hamelin, alas for Hamelin.
Alas for Hamelin. There came into many a burgher's pate a text which said that heaven's gaze opened through the richard as easy arrayed as the needle's eye takes a camel in.
As the needle's eye takes a camel in.
The mayor sent east, west, north and south to offer the piper by word of mouth. Wherever it was men's lot to find him, silver and gold to his heart's content, if he'd only return the way he went and bring the children behind him.
Alas for Hamelin.
But when they saw 'twas a lost endeavor, and piper and dancers were gone forever, they made a decree that lawyers never should think their records dated duly if after the day of the month and year these words did not as well appear. And so long after, what happened here? On the 22nd of July, 1376, and the better in memory to fix the place of the children's last retreat, they called it the Pied Piper's Street, where anyone playing on pipe or tabor was sure for the future to lose his labor.
Alas for Hamelin.
Nor suffer they hostelry or tavern to shock with mirth the streets so solemn. But opposite the place of the cavern they wrote the story on a column, and on the great church window painted the same to make the world acquainted, how their children were stolen away. And there it stands to this very day. And I must not omit to say that in Transylvania there's a tribe of alien people that ascribe the outlandish ways and dress on which their neighbors lay such stress to their fathers and mothers having risen out of some subterraneous prison into which they were trepanned long time ago in a mighty band out of Hamelin town in Brunswick land. how or why they don't understand.
Alas for Hamelin.
Alas, for Hamelin.
Alas for Hamelin.
So Willie, let you and me be wipers of scores out with all men, especially pipers, and whether they pipe us free from rats or from mice, if we promised them aught, let us keep our promise. Let us keep our promise. Keep our promise. Keep our promise. Keep our promise. Keep our
End of story. Close the curtain. Curtain call. Curtain call. Stand by, everybody. Curtain call.
Well, that's the end of the story, and it's nearly time to say goodbye. But before we do, let us introduce you to the wonderful people who told the story.
The children.
They call him the Pied Piper. He just flew into town.
Chorus.
Because he heard a call from Hamelin Town Hall, said there's a problem that has got us down, and that old Hamelin is a sad old town.
Pied Piper.
They said we've got old Ratty. He spreads all over
The
town.
mayor.
Well, he will blow his horn, and sure as you're born, into the river they will go and drown. Yes, Mr. Ratty, he is going down.
Julius the rat.
For the music he plays is magic, blowing away despair.
Willie the lame boy.
Only 1,000 guilders, and we got it, Mr.
The
Mayor.
narrator.
But don't do him no favors, and don't tell him no lies.
Because it's plain to see professionally that we must pay the bill and not get wise, Mr. Mayor. 'Cause that's the kind of thing that he'll despise, Mr. Mayor. And like a pussycat, he will scratch out. And the busy is a magical whiz. He can be kind for the children. He can be cruel or despair for the children. No one is fooling him, boy. They call him the Pied Piper, and that's
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.